Hello everyone, I'm Rachel Tessman from StampYourArtOut.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Andover, Minnesota in the US, and I'm here to bring you a live paper crafting class. It's Wednesday, November? Yeah, we're in November 5th, 2025 at 11 a.m. Central Time as I'm coming to you live. And today it's a kit day. It's a kit day. Crazy fun. We're gonna have some fun with the Harvest Home Garland kit. Now, when I saw this kit, I saw all the mass load of leaves and I was like, oh my gosh, could totally make a bunch of cards from this. So I had to buy them and I bought a few. Anyways, you can make a whole bunch of cards and we're gonna talk about that. I'm gonna walk you through it. I'm gonna show you how to make the cards that I'm sharing today. Now, these cards, there's some extra products that have been brought in to make the cards, like more product than normal, but that's because this is a project kit. You don't get cardstock with it. You don't get stamps with it. You're making a garland from it. So let me think here before I bring you down to my desktop. My first question is, how many of you went over to my blog post today, or you're subscribed to it, StampYourArtOut.com, and you had the heads up, and then you pulled together the measurements because the PDF is available, all that kind of stuff. How many of you got some things ready today? I would love to know. Okay, so answer in the chat. And there's always a delay. So welcome everybody. I'm so glad that you came. Thank you so much for all the people who continue to come back to my lives. I appreciate you so very much. Thank you to Trisha also. Trisha Josephs is my moderator. She is here to answer questions during the live. If you're watching during the live, it's 11 a.m. Central Time right now. If you're watching during the live, you are able to communicate with us during the chat. You just log into your Google or YouTube account and you can communicate away, you can answer questions, you can talk to each other, you can ask questions, and it's a lot of fun. So I hope that you consider doing that. And what else do I want to mention before we go down to the desktop? I'm sorry, I'm kind of like frazzled this morning, you guys. I was gonna wear a topper and then I said, no, I'm gonna wear a wig. I don't know, it was just kind of an indecisive morning today. This is the kit right here. And you can see it makes this really beautiful garland, and the garland's pretty long. Gosh, I don't know how long it is. I didn't even measure. It's long though, like it stretches. Does anyone know how long the garland is? That would be great. I actually took mine and I cut it up. So I'm not sure, but I wasn't gonna make a garland with it. I was gonna make cards. So let's bring our camera down. And we're gonna tune in to what are the extra products that Rachel is gonna add to this. So yes, you get leaves with it. You get this wire that's kind of coated in like a crepe paper, tissue paper, but it's hardy. It's a really strong kind of paper covering around it. Let's see if I have a sample of that here. Oh, it's over here. So I cut it. Mine is cut down, but you can see it's got this twisted, really, really strong paper all the way around it, but it's wire. And then you get acorns, little acorns with it, and a bunch load of leaves. So the directions show you how to take the leaves, fold them, add them, and the thing that you'll need with it is a hot glue gun. So it doesn't come with other kinds of adhesives because it's a 3D project and you wanna make sure that it's really strong. Garland is 5 to 6 feet, 5.5, okay, just over 5 feet. Thank you to those of you who have the kit and you measured for me. The acorns are really cool too. They're 3D. They're like, I'll just grab a bunch from here. So you can do some really cool things with those acorns. Not on cards though, because you'd have to mail it in a bubble mailer. But, so I omitted the garland wire and I omitted the acorns, which left me with just leaves. So we had to add in a stamp set. And because I really like this saying here, so we added in this stamp set for the saying, but you could use any sentiment. I added in designer paper, and the designer paper that I used, and it's well loved, it is like almost completely gone now, is Country Woods. Like there's hardly anything left of this. I added in some base cardstock, which is basic white, and you could use the thick or you could use the regular. It doesn't matter. unless you're picky about that, but I used the regular. And then I added some accents. And for the accents, I used some foil, extra foil, because the kit does come with foiled leaves, but I wanted something a little bit darker too, so I added in the earthen toned foil, along with some dies, this little die right here, to make an extra small leaf. So that's one little accent piece that I put on it. Not necessary, but really cool. And then I added in these guys right here. These are new. These are Pearls of Beauty little accents, and they're pretty flat. They're not super flat, but they're flatter than a lot of the embellishments. So it should only take like 1 ounce postage to mail these, because you're as long as you have like some paper over the top of your card to keep it smooth. They're pretty flat. And I think that's it. So extra product. Yes, there's a lot more, but guess what? How many cards you can get from this? You can get 70, oh gosh, now I wrote, where's my little list here? There's so many cards that you can make from this that I lost track. It is, I think, around 76. I wrote it down somewhere. I'm feeling so disorganized today, you guys. It's crazy. 76, 72, it's over 70. It's over 70 cards. It's probably in the description of the video, or at least on my blog post. All right, now I'm going to take you over to my blog post, because in there, I'm going to show you, if you're not subscribed to my blog post, you're going to want to be. Let me take you over there right now on my computer as soon as I set this up so you don't see everything weird. Okay, so here we are on my computer view. Let's get rid of that little thing. Here's the blog post that went live this morning. So if you're subscribed to my blog post, you can see all the goodness. 76 cards. These are the cards that I'm going to walk you through making. Here's the link to the video. Here is the link to the PDF. Like, you'll want to be subscribed to my website. Okay, so now we're going to move over to another, actually, I'm going to bring this up. This is the PDF. So the PDF is basically a one-sheet type of reference sheet. It has the measurements on it. It has the supplies, and most of them are linked so that you can shop directly from the PDF. It has photos of the project. It has title. It actually has the date over here too. Let me just scoot that over so you can see. There's the date up there also. So all of this is right at your fingertips right now. Back to the desktop. Let's begin, shall we? Okay, so we're gonna take and cut our card base. So our card base, you can make 2 from one 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock. So we're gonna take and cut this in half. But if we're gonna make 2 from it, it's always good to score first. So let's do our scoring. Yeah, I don't know. My hair was just giving me trouble today. So I said, no topper today, we're doing the wig. And I'm so sorry. I was a couple minutes late too, because I was fumbling around with my hair. All right, so we're gonna score at 5.5. And then we're gonna turn it and we're gonna cut at 4 1/4. So we're doing halfway marks, halfway score, halfway cut. You wanna make sure that your paper is flush up against the edge of your trimmer, because this keeps it nice and straight. And then you're seeing the mark that you're going to cut at right here, or score at. We're gonna slice. We have 2 card base layers. Now for each one of them, we're also gonna cut 1.5 inches off. Either side, doesn't matter, because the sides are the same, so that your front looks like this. Now this pattern here, let me grab my bone folder. This pattern here is the same for all the cards. So what do you do with this little piece? Well, I did use that. I used 7/8 of an inch of it. So we'll just add that into our trimmer. You can see the 7/8 inch mark here. You could also put it up on this side, doesn't matter, but we're going to cut, and there is a sentiment strip. So we have our 2 pieces. This I did discard. And then we have designer paper, so I'm gonna bring that in. The designer paper, I think we'll use the blue one today. Now the lines, the grain of the wood is going in a different direction than all my other cards that I made, but I don't think it really matters too much. So we're gonna cut this at, let me think here. Maybe I can get it out of this. You know what? I'm gonna try. We're gonna make it go in the same direction. I just like the horizontal on these cards. I don't know. So we're gonna cut it at 4 inches, and it looks like it's already cut to there, and then 3 inches in this direction. I do like that texture, so I wanna include that. Again, these are scraps. So from one sheet, you can get a 3x4 piece, 1, 2, 3, 4, 12 times. So you can get 12 from one sheet, and then your other piece is gonna be half of that size, so you can get 24 of those from a sheet. So half of that, again, we're cutting into the scrap, 4 inches wide. I know it seems like a waste if I'm cutting in that direction, but here's the 1.5 inch mark where the colors separate on the trimmer. So we're gonna go ahead and put it right to that spot. And now we have our other piece. So again, you can get 24 from one sheet, you can get 12 from one sheet. So you can really use your paper wisely if you're gonna make 76 cards. Who's gonna make 76 cards? And why would we make 76 cards, Rachel? Do you guys wanna brainstorm with us? Why could we make 76 grateful for you or blessing, blessed to have you in my life? Like why would we make a bunch of those cards? List some reasons. I would love to see the brainstorming going on. The next thing that we're gonna cut is a scrap from the kit. So when you get the kit, oops, wrong box. I have like multiple kits here. When you get the kit, you're gonna have sheets that you punch your foil leaves from. So there's foil leaves, and then there's leaves that are done, that are like colored cardstock. And some of them have texture, some of them don't, but they all have a textured vein in the leaf. But like some of the paper has like texture all over the place, I guess is what I'm saying. So the foil that's left over, look how much extra space you have on all the 4 edges. And then you could even cut between here and there. So I got creative and I started cutting these pieces into 1/4 inch strips. See how many you could get from this piece? You could get 2, 3, well, partial one here. You could get a couple from the ends. You could get some through here. So you can get a bunch of 1/4 inch strips from the leftover scraps in your box. Where's that full kit? Oh, here it is. Okay, so this is what the kit looks like when it comes, by the way. You have your acorns, your Garland wire, and then see how thick this is? There's a ton of leaves in there. The leaves, and I did write that down somewhere, the leaves that you can get from this, where do I have that information? I wonder if that's on my blog post. I think it's like 220, yeah, 224. And I wrote down, if I counted correctly, 224 leaves. If you take that and divide that by 3, I think that's how I got the 76. Or maybe, you know how I got the 76? Because I wanted to have a foil leaf or a half foil leaf. So let's look at the leaves. I'm just gonna pull out a few of them. Here's a bunch. Here's a bunch, and some of them are cut in half, okay? And some of them are whole. If they're smaller, I just kept them whole. If they were larger, I cut them in half. So like this one here, it had a wavy line through it, so I didn't cut that one in half. But if it was this style, I cut it in half. And if it was this style, I cut it in half, because they have the straight vein through the middle. And the vein goes inward on one side and outward on the other, so you can decide which side you like best. But you can see all the different colors, and there's a lot more because I used up some of my favorites already. But you can see all the fun goodness. Look at that. And then this one has like flecking of, like, it's almost like a handmade kind of paper. You can see the little flecks of fibers in there. There's another one too that has that kind of feel to it. I want to say, oh, it was like a vanilla piece, but I think I've used that one up. I'll try to pull some of my finished cards over so you can see them. But you get a ton of leaves. Lots of them. They're going to come out of your ears. Literally, they're going to fall out of your ears as you're making these cards. So we'll take a half a leaf, and we'll take, if we're doing a blue background, we have blue leaves. I'm going to use a blue leaf, and I think I'll use a white one, a whitish one. What kind do we have already? So we'll just do that one. We'll do those. I think. I might change my mind as we're creating, because I can do that. All right, so let's put the base part together. For assembling your card, you're gonna need your die cut leaf. So I've already cut that out with my dies, and you're gonna need the vein inside. And this is from that foil that I was telling you about, the earth and tone foil. And then we're gonna stamp this. We're gonna wait to stamp it though, because I like to stamp it where my leaves are gonna be kind of pulled together. So we'll take and add this, and you can add this with, and look how pretty that is. We didn't use that side because it's too busy. It's very pretty paper though. So you could take and add this with glue, liquid glue, multi-purpose, or you can use seal, or you can use tear and tape. But that's where I placed that piece. You want to keep your card folded as you add your other piece. So we're going to flip this one over and do the same thing. Add our adhesive. I ran out. I have another one. Okay, and then we'll add this down here like that. Okay, all right, next, you're gonna add this foil piece. And because this foil piece is so skinny, I'm gonna go ahead and use my multi-purpose liquid glue, which I have in my cute little gingerbread man glue holder from the Country Hive. Thank you, the Country Hive. So we'll just take and add a little bit of glue, and I'm putting it across my card just so I can see how far across my glue should go. It keeps it stored upside down. It's amazing. And then I think I'm gonna bring out my Stampin' Pierce mat, just so we have a dark background here. And you're gonna see I'm adding this right to the edge down here, like that. And we'll press it down and we'll hold it for a little while. I have been told that, Bev. That's, yeah, it's a nice compliment, by the way. I think she's a very nice looking woman. Yeah, we have a lot of the same facial features. Okay, so now we just trim, and we have our accent color right there. And this is the same foil color as the kit, right? So we want to have the leaf in there. We want to have that in there. Oh, probably wanted to add your leaves first. That's okay. We can trim them because we're not going to put adhesive all the way to the stem. So on this one, I want to keep it flat because it's a half leaf. So I'm going to keep it flat. I'm going to add it so it's right up against this edge. And then again, we can trim off the ends here, okay? Because we want this foil to stay exposed, at least half of it. And then we can kind of tuck these in and around. I think I like that one there. So we'll add that. But this time, instead of having the adhesive go all the way up, I'm going to grab a dimensional. You can grab a large dimensional. You can grab a small one, whatever you'd like to do. But I want this part lifted. So we're going to tuck and have it go out like that. And we have something in the corner of that leaf. There we go. So now we have our leaves clustering to the right. And the reason why I said wait to stamp this is because I think the sentiment looks great when it's near where it's being pulled together, like a bouquet. Okay, and then we have this blue leaf. So let's go ahead and add that one the same way we did our vanilla one. You can really, and because this is a tinier leaf, we'll do a small dimensional. You can really whip these cards together quickly if you're gonna do 76. Okay, so I'm gonna scroll through. Actually, I'm gonna go to a different screen here so I can see if I can see your comments. Would love to know how you would use these. What are your thoughts? Did anyone? Okay, church, giving to a nursing home, to a hospital, love it, donate. A retirement village for residents to use. Send them to your customers, yes. Give them to people at church. Teach. Oh gosh, Candace, you are on fire. She's listed a whole bunch here. Church administration, school employees. Yes. Our team, Becky says our team has enlarged by multitudes. Yes. Oh, you're sweet. Thank you. So you give them to your team. Send cards not used to cards for kindness, cards for soldiers, church groups. Now I'm not sure with the reflection. I know that glitter can't be used on those cards. I'm not sure if foil can. For the soldiers is what I'm saying. But so look into that. Make sure that you follow the rules for that group. Thank you. Any other thoughts? Those were good, you guys. Those were good. Perfect. You could bundle them up into sets of 10 and give them as Christmas gifts, right? So you have easy Christmas gifts from one kit and then some supplemental products. So now we know that our sentiment is going to be off to the right. So we'll take our ink. We're going to use Early Espresso because that color I just thought was a good neutral for kind of the brown tones that are in a lot of the designer paper in this pack. Plus the foil that I chose was the Earth and Elegance, Earth and Tone, I should say, foil. And so it has that dark brown look to it. So we're going to open up our ink pad, slide the base in, ink up our stamp, and you really just have to tap, tap, tap. You don't have to press too hard. And then you center it over your strip. Oh, and that's a little bit off. We'll do it again. Good thing we have two sides. That's better. You could set this up in some kind of stamp positioner, and then you can just crank them out. Now for this next part, I want to get these leaves tucked in here. So I need to know how far down I can tuck this leaf. And basically I can tuck it down, as you can see here, if I'm going to place it here, I have about 1/8 of an inch of designer paper leeway. So when I add this one with my glue dots or with glue or whatever, I'm using glue dots. I've sold you on the kit. I love it. Then you can make sure that when you add this, you can go just below, or just above, I should say, that designer paper. So I'm going to stick it right here, and that glue dot is right here, but it's enough below where the strip is going to be. It's going to get covered up, okay? And then the other piece is this one. And for this one, it's optional, but I just think it's nice to have a couple of these dark foil sections, so you could either do 2 dark leaves or you could do the veins. And I thought the veins were really cool coming out from the sides. Plus, I want to go back to teaching you this really awesome technique that I think, was it Gina K? I don't know, somebody started spreading the news about how to use these silicone brushes to apply your glue, and I love this. I love this. Marsha Mendenhall shared a video in my our Stampers with Art Stars group, and I was like, oh my gosh, thank you, Marsha, for sharing. So you take a silicone brush, you trim off the excess so that it's nice and stiff, and then the little dots on the end here are great for kind of picking up some glue. So you get it going, so you have glue along all of that, and then you keep your vein of your leaf nice and steady, and you tap so that the glue doesn't go underneath it. Lift it up and away. There's no glue on this side. And I only did it on the half end. You don't have to do the whole thing. And then I tucked it underneath here because I thought it looked cool coming out of the leaf behind it. After this is dry, all you have to do is just kind of like roll it up into a ball. You can use packing tape too, but it will just roll up and peel right off. It's so awesome. Okay, so we're going to set that over to the side. Now we can add this, and for this, we have a couple choices. We have glue, which I think is going to be the quicker and always the cheapest option because the glue goes a long way. You could do tear and tape adhesive, but I wouldn't recommend Seal, maybe Seal Plus, but you've got this lift here, and so it could pull away. So we're going to pull out the glue again from our handy dandy gingerbread holder, and we'll just put a little strip here, go up and kind of do an outline, right? Scoot that off the side of my desk, pick it up, lay it down in place. It's coming together, you guys. This is so easy, right? Super easy cards, but such a wow factor. And because you used glue, if you have to, you can shift it a little bit as you're trying to place it on there. The next step is to take our little embellishments. These are our Pearls of Beauty, newly released as of yesterday. So Stampin' Up! Released a whole bunch of online exclusive products yesterday, and we have access to buy them all. So super fun, love that. Let me grab my Take Your Pick tool. We'll grab the gummy end, kind of push it into a ball. By the way, when this starts to get yucky, just peel it off and crank this thing again so that you can get a fresh little gummy end. And for this one, I think we'll leave off the pink ones, but we'll maybe add, we could do either the tan or the white. What are your thoughts on that? What do you guys think? What's similar to dotted tape runner? The Candace has brought up something. Love to know. I'll have to go back in the are you talking about Hermit Transfer tape? That's nice for positioning, so that you can kind of like lay it out. Hermit Transfer. This is kind of a dotted temporary adhesive, if that's what she's talking about. Gold. All right, so somebody said gold. This one here, it's like a crumb cake color, but it looks kind of goldish, and it actually has that same gold look as that. So we'll just call it crumb cake or white or gold or white. Tan. Okay, somebody said tan. That works too. White. Oh, it's 50%. Love it, love it. As you are voting, I'm going to reveal to you some other cards that I made. So take a peek at these and then we can decide which embellishments. So here's one with white and the blue background. Similar color leaves. I used the tan leaf though. And I stuck the vein in front. So all the leaves, because they're so different, you guys, you're gonna have a different look on each one. Here's the crumb cake embellishments. I'm gonna zoom because I'm going up too high. Here's white again. So different layouts, the gray, the vanilla. Here's another one. And here I have the vein coming out the top. This is with the pink, because I thought the pink went really well with the reddish colors. Here's with the tan again. Okay, tan. Let's see, gold, crumb cake. A lot of you are picking that one. Okay, we'll just go with that then. And then here's more of the pink with the pinkish leaf. I think that's coral. Looks so coral. So let's do some tan ones on here. So I did one, oops, it's not coming off my little thing. I did one there. And then I took a small one and I stuck it down a little bit to kind of like frame it in. And then a third one. Now the third one could be large or small. And over time, if you're just picking small or you're just picking large, you're gonna run out of that size a lot faster. So alternate back and forth if you're gonna do 76 cards, okay? So I'll just do a large one on this one and we'll stick it here to do a triangle kind of shape near the sentiment. On the inside of your card, we can pull out the Autumn Wishes. That's a sentiment that comes in the kit too. So we'll pull that one out and we'll put it on a clear block. We'll ink it up. We'll test it on our paper here because we're going right into the card. Yep, that'll work. As long as we look at the lettering, I think we're good. So I'll stamp that down as straight as possible. And there's the inside. Now you could take and crank out a bunch of these. So what I did with my helpers is we cranked out a bunch of pre-stamped bases before doing all the layering because you're stamping directly onto the cardstock. So that would be a step that you'd probably want to do at the get-go, at the beginning, if you're going to do a whole bunch of cards. You don't want to have to ruin that. Or you could put a layer in there if you mess up or something. You could do your stamp positioner even after you have put your card together. You could stick this in there and still get it in the right spot. And I have a little fleck of something there, but there is the finished card. And here are the other styles. Like, it's a super quick card to pull together. It's so fun, so pretty. The hardest part about this was to figure out which leaves should go with which paper. which combos. Like I was seriously spending too much time on just figuring out the combos. Crazy, right? Oh my gosh. Now I have another idea for you. So if you want to use up even more of your kit, and where is that box? And you're like, oh my gosh, I can't waste all of those acorns and the Garland wire, right? If you don't want to waste them, then what you could do, if you've just bought one kit, is you can take and cut it into little circles, and you can get, I think, around 5 circles. So here's 4 of them. And I did kind of wrap and twist them together, but I think that they're fine just kind of next to each other too. You'll want to use a really, really strong kind of tool to help you kind of guide your wire around. You'll also want to use a wire cutter. And then I took 2 of these guys, because you get enough to do, I think there's 10. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yes, there are 10 or more acorns in there. There's at least 10. And so I took 2 of them and I wrapped them around where they came together to kind of hold this area in place. So again, with the wire tool, I used some extra ribbon. I was going to use that really pretty gold mesh, but I think that's gone now. So if you have the gold mesh, something wide, thick, thick in width, right? So wide. We'll go back to the word wide. So a wide ribbon, but thin enough where you can tie it together. Okay, this is a much narrower ribbon, so you'd have to use a lot more of it. And I did use it, but it's not like something that I think I'm going to add more ribbon. But I hot glued a few extra leaves on because I didn't need to use all my leaves. I stuck those on here around the acorn area, and then I put some bows of wire there. And you could put this literally on the plates of everyone who comes for your Thanksgiving dinner or any other kind of fall gathering that you have at your house. So yeah, you could make little mini wreaths from it. Okay, we'll put that off to the side. Trying to think what else I didn't share with you. So how many of you have the kit already? You love it? Thank you. Oh, thanks you guys. I'm glad you like it. I'm gonna put these out again so you can see them. I'll bring this one down here out of the way of my head. Okay, so how many of you have the kit? And if so, did you already create with it? If you did, I would love for you to join on Facebook. I have a Facebook group. It's called Stamp Your Art Out Group. It's a public group. You have to request to join and answer some membership questions, but once you're in there, you can share your ideas. We really need more sharing in there. There's a ton of people in there, but hardly anyone shares. It's crazy. I don't know. You guys start sharing. Share your ideas. But yeah, you can also just follow me on Facebook. I have a Facebook page, and that is a great place to see lots of news, lots of ideas coming up. And then I go back to my blog, which is my home base. So make sure that you are at least subscribed to my blog so that the blog posts come into your email inbox each week. And there's like 2 to 3 a week. I went back to that. For those of you who haven't noticed, I went back to blogging 2 to 3 times a week because it's much easier for me anyways. And yeah, and so please join me there as well. Okay, so how many of you already have this kit? Looking for the comments. Would love to know if you've already created with it. Made a boatload. Oh, you've made it and you had a boatload of leaves left over, said Beverly. I love it. The little wreaths could be placed over a doorknob for decoration. Love that idea, Linda. Thank you, that's great. Leaves could be used on scrapbook layouts. Candle rings. Oh, Polly and Judy, thank you for chiming in on that. Love those ideas. Perfect, perfect. So we already talked about why you would want to make that many. This is a great time of year to gift. A couple other ideas that I had were children's hospitals for kits in general. So let's say you have some extra kits on hand. You're a kit subscriber to Paper Pumpkin, or you're a shopaholic like me and you have some extra kits. So not just this kit in general, or this kit particularly, but kits in general. Some things that you could do around this time is to give extra kits to schools, to assisted living places like that was already mentioned, children's hospitals like cancer hospitals where children stay there and their families stay there with them. Those kind of places would be great, something for them to do. Another thought was transitional housing for women and children who are in domestic abuse situations. So this is the time of year where we think about it more, about giving. So I hope that those inspire your creativity. I hope this inspired your thoughts on how you can use kits in general. Napkin rings, that's a great one. Yes, you need the kit now. I'm glad you all love it. Yay. Okay. I think that's it as far as brainstorming goes. You guys help me out with that a lot. I forget to ask you questions, but this time I was like, I want to ask them what they think. And you guys just came in with the tips and ideas and you were great. So thank you. As far as ordering, if you are interested in any of these products, you can definitely place an order through me. I have a link in the description of my video and it's a shop link, so you can go there and you can shop any of these products. You can also shop from yourself. If you're a demonstrator, please do. Keep yourself active. And if you have a demonstrator already, or you're outside the US market, please shop from the person that you normally are connected to. Give them some love. Give the gifts. Yes, donate cards to nonprofit gift shop. You guys are still rolling in with the ideas. This is great. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Candace. She said, make sure you tell about the 2 new kits. Every month, Stampin' Up! Either releases 2 or 3 kits. So let's go to the store. Thank you, Candace. You're such a sweetheart. Let's see if I can pull up that page again. We're gonna go over to the computer. So when you're on my blog post, you can go to the shop drop-down menu. You can go to any link where it said shop. I'm gonna scroll down here so you can see also what's involved in the blog post. So all the photos of the cards. And then down below is a shoppable list of products. You can click on any of these and it will take you to shopping. Below that is announcements, promotions, things going on. And we have just had a release of new products, like I mentioned, in the online exclusives. We also have 2 new kits that have been added to the kit collection. So I'm gonna click on that. You can take a peek at the online store. New kits are available. And the Garland one is just a little further down. Here it is. They're in order of how they were released. Again, 2 to 3 kits every month around the 1st. It's the first Tuesday of every month, basically, is when they're released. This is the one I bought. Adventure awaits. So you can make sure that there's some kind of alternates coming up with that. I have made alternates with this one here, the Nutcracker, this one here. So, and this one, oh my gosh, this one. I love kits, you guys. This one. So make sure you grab up some kits and then check out my videos that I've had in the past that you can grab alternate project ideas. This is it. I think I told you everything. If you do purchase from me, you get a link to an all-star video tutorial. It's basically a class video bundle, and you get 12 different ideas using the products in the Lights of Aurora suite. So a $50 order. It has to be a $50 base order, and then you get that this month. You also get loyalty points when you order through me, so consider that too. And then if you want to, you can join my group. We have a very fun Stampers with Art Stars group, and we have a great time sharing, getting the discount, doing pre-orders. Come join us if you'd like to. The next live that I'll be doing is Friday, November 7th, so that's in a couple days. We're gonna have it in the evening at 7 p.m. Central Time. And then next week, I'm gonna be in Las Vegas with a bunch of Stampin' Up! Demonstrators for a convention. And so during that time, I won't be able to be live, but I'll have a pre-recorded video for you that will air at our normal time at 11 a.m. Central Time. So you can come there and you can see some tag ideas that I did with some products that came out just in the last couple months. Thanks, everyone. And thanks for your sweet words. I will let you all go. I think that's it for today. Have fun creating, and now I would like you all to go and stamp your art out. Bye-bye.